But I wanted my kids to trust me to begin with. Because I remember how I used to be with a parent I didn't trust. And even when I would gather my courage and go to her with something that I felt like, oh, this was like parent-child moment, the next day I'm hearing my name all over the village, is blowing proportions. So I wanted my children to know that as much as I need you to be focused, to know what you want in life, you learn it from me. You see the way I go on my job. You see the way I go at the things that matter to me. You even see the way I take care of you. If you have an issue, I want you to know that you can trust me to come say it. So if I'm dancing my song, feel free to come dance the song. And I'm with my kids, and my son literally say, "Oh, Mom, can we play this song? I really feel like dancing." If they see me reading a book, they're like, "Oh, Mom, what are you reading?" Maybe I'll be like, "No, this book is not for you. It's rated. It's too much for you. You can rather read this one." Or my son or my younger sister or whatever, if you have your boyfriend, I want you to come and say, "Hey, sis, today I want to go and see my boyfriend." You're 22. Go see your boyfriend. I mean, I'm not going to stop the hormones from flowing in you. I can't do that. So that's the first thing. And then it makes them know that, and I'll tell you the truth, my younger sister is one of the persons I'm most proud of. She is in check. She respects you, but she also knows that she's allowed to do stuff. So that makes her not to go out of her way, maybe to want to hide things from you, to want to go to places where you don't know she is at. Or maybe I tell her, "You were big enough, go out dance with your friends." I used to go out dancing with. It's actually something that I love. I love to do it. So go do it. So I feel like establishing that system of trust, right? Where your kids feel like they can look up to you. You're a model for them. And also, if you do something wrong that hurts them, they're able to say, "Oh yeah, yes, I know, but the way you spoke to me about this thing that I did not even do, I didn't really appreciate it." And then you move on from there to another form of security is, the way you carry yourself. My kids see it. They see that I like myself. I don't need to go do things. I have been dark for ages. I don't need to be fair. If you're not liking me because I'm dark, you're not liking me, and I'm not liking you. Like, go your way, let me go mine. I don't need to have to start putting things on me. I could. Especially now that I can afford it. I could be anything that I want to be, but I'm not going to be it. I'm still going to be me. So I feel like, it's not an easy thing to do, because you have to work on yourself as a parent first. And then you have to establish or set foundations in your home that allow for your kids to be able to look out or look up to you. So that when they go out there and all of those people are saying things that don't make sense, they come back and then the rain check. They get back into the fundamentals, and then they go out there, influence again, and they come back. So they would always know at the back of their mind, my mom never did this, my dad never did this. I don't need to do this much. I mean, I'm okay as I am. I don't need to have to stretch it. So
definitely need a lot of reframing on the part of the parent to be able to make sure that the kid stays in check. And coming back to your story, in your book, you talk about getting pregnant as a teenager. So do you think that this what I talked about earlier, the fact that as a young girl you're not connected to those around you in your immediate environment, for example your family, you have that disconnect. Do you think that for example in your case that was one of the causes of you being able to find solace elsewhere, and be interacting with maybe people of the opposite sex, where you thought you would be able to find this solace, this meaning in your life?
Oh, it absolutely. As a young girl, when you begin to, like we say in our communities, when you begin to mature, you become adolescent. One of the things that I would have loved to be told is the things that you can't even influence them, even if you wanted to, right?
Yeah.
A young person functions with a lot of hormones. I never knew that there was anything like hormones. I never knew that maybe I have a period because I can't control it. Even if I didn't want to have it, I'll still have it because that's biology. That's the way it is. I never knew that once you start having those periods, it's a whole cycle. There are times when you're okay, and not even just sexual intimacy wise, but even just in terms of your mood, your body, the way it changes, the way you think. I didn't know those things could even influence you like that. And so I would have loved to today, like what happens for me in my particular case, now that I know, today I'm able to tell the young girls around me, those that live in my house, those that I support externally, those under my organization, I'm able to know, like, you can be with a child, maybe 16, 17 years old, and you say something and the child snaps, and maybe it can actually come to my mind, like, what cycle of their period is it? It's not necessarily like this is a stubborn child or this is a bad child. Nobody ever told me that. So when I got to the point where I was in a home, because I was outgoing, I think that's one of the things. Another child would have sat in there. I mean, I tried it all anyways. There were times I sat in there, but I wanted to go away from that space. And also one of the things that happened to me was I had lost someone that I used to look up to as a mom. There was that factor that was playing in. And I was craving to find this mom in the one that was in front of me then. And I wasn't finding it. And I spent a lot of time asking myself, but what is wrong? What is wrong? What did I do? Well, I just want someone to say kind words. And I mean, if it is the young boy that says kind words to you, because that is their own world they grow up in. As adolescent boys, you have to prove that, oh, you can get a girl. Not every boy can get a girl. And if you're able to actually say something, and she actually says yes to it, then you gain a certain charisma among your friend cycle, right? So, but now you're the young girl. You don't know that it's such a system for them. You don't know that it's a thing, because even they don't even realize the consequence of what it means. So when you find somebody and you've been in a space where all your life, you're ugly, you're not worth it, you're this, and someone is like, oh, you look really good. No, there's no way you're not going to think about that twice. There's no way you're not going to believe it. To them, they're just playing their game. They just say it. They don't, because first of all, we women are very emotional. Like even as adults today, even before you look at the woman-man relationships, before a man says something to you and you're like, oh no, he's probably just joking. It always first registers. It registers. You have that emotional side. You have that liking to what he said. So yeah, I had this escape and I went. And in my mind, for me, I was thinking every day was just going to be like it has been throughout my life. I didn't know then that the changes in my body, the changes in the boy's body, it was going to lead to something. And funny enough, I actually got to the point where, because we have this whole concept of virginity and good girl syndrome. Yeah, you're a virgin, you're a good girl, obviously. Not necessarily anyways, I don't think, but that's me. But because you have to preserve yourself, and that kind of gives you a certain value. To me, I felt like breaking it was a good form of rebellion against the person I was preserving it for. Because then I was preserving it for my mom. I didn't know what it meant for a man to be with a woman who had never had any intimacy. That didn't matter. It was none of my business. But I was more preserving it so, and I think a lot of young girls do. You preserve yourself so your parents can go around being happy that you are a virgin.